Hi guys, Jenny with On Fire Fit, and welcome to Healing Habits. Of course, we are talking about habits, but I will be wearing my heels, and we're doing 5-minute videos just to kind of keep us all together on this new track of developing and creating healthy habits. And so I am going to be talking about this. I am going to link my other videos that talk a little bit more about this whole thing, and that'll be linked below in the comments as well as up there. And I just want you to consider making some kind of healthy habit that will lead you in a good direction. And I really think that there's a lot of healing in that. So I love, obviously, plays on words and metaphors, so we'll be talking about that along the way. I am going to be using various resources that I have found to be super helpful for me. And so some of the things that are going to be used in the upcoming days, I want to give you right out the gate so that you can start using them if you choose to. I find that visualizing things is really important. Anything that I sort of keep roaming around up in my head that I don't actually make concrete doesn't seem to come into action. Action is where habits happen. We don't create habits without action. And so really important for us to do the steps that it takes to transform the thoughts into an action. So some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about in the future, but I want to give you as an idea to get started if you want to implement for your own life, is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is an awesome book. It's a super easy read. He is really good about looking at the brain and neuroscience, and also really helping people to get the idea of how to implement habits, and he uses a lot of great examples. So it's really great reading. In fact, we've been doing this with our 14-year-old son as well, and it's very engaging. So I would highly recommend this. He also has a lot of resources on his website, and I'm going to link those below because they're not my idea and I did not create those, so I don't want to try to misrepresent that. I want it to be clearly coming from him, but I will kind of link below some of the things that I am using or have used to try to help create these healthy healing habits. And he also has another book that is, I don't know what you actually call this. Whoops, that's one of the things I'm going to show you. This is, okay, it's his habit journal. This is another one that I got. I've used, obviously, some of the stuff in it, and one of them is going to be this habit tracker. I'm going to show you up close. So this habit tracker, I'm going to give you kind of an example of mine in the days to come. But that's one of the things that comes from this journal, although I believe I can link a resource so that you can just print it out if you want. But this is a great resource too if you don't already have a journal that will help you kind of implement your habits too. So this is great. But the thing that I wanted to talk about today is, first of all, looking at your daily habits, and he has a chart that includes positive, negative, and neutral habits. And you kind of go through thinking about your day, where you have positive, where you have negative, and where you have neutral habits. And the reason for doing this is because we're going to use it as a tool for habit stacking, which will come down the road. So I really like the idea of kind of getting an assessment first of what is going on in your life. If you notice, like me, that maybe social media sucks up a few hours of your time and you're like, I really have been wanting to get healthy. I know that I've got this going on in my body that's not healthy, and or I'm feeling bad, or the doctor gave me a diagnosis. We need to kind of look and make an assessment of where our habits are not working and where we can change things up in order to try to really get healing. And one of the ways is just to use a simple tool like this. You don't have to print this out, but just to get in the habit of thinking in terms of how you can start to stack habits. So we'll be talking more about this and some of the other things down the road, but I want you just to know that in the comments section or the body of my information below, you're going to find the links to this stuff. So the idea for our time together is that you just check in with a video each day, start doing your habit. I would suggest that you pick something simple that you can do every day. Later on, you can start stacking other things on it, but you really want something that you can do daily that's not going to consume your entire day or all of your thinking, because it's going to be hard to make it a habit. And a habit is something that you want to do each and every day. So I'll tell you what my habit is for this next 30 days that we're together. I am going to be doing my stretching and praying at the same time. I call it stretching in the spirit. I've made other videos about that in the past, and I will probably make some videos about that in the future. But one of the things that I really want to do is I want to stretch more, and I also want to pray more. And I do tend to spend a good chunk of my morning praying, but I have a lot of people I pray for, and so I really want to incorporate that into my time of stretching. So we're going to be very specific about when, where, how this is going to happen. For me, I am going to make that decision, and then I'm going to talk about it down the road in the future, because I'm still a little shaky on that. Because what happened for me with this is I was trying to tack it on later in my day, because my mornings are already packed with a lot of habits. And so there's only so many things you can pack in until you actually have to go to work and whatnot. So I was trying to add it into the later part of my day, but I noticed that the later part of my day is always so variable that it was hard for me to make it a habit. So I am going to be working really hard on trying to create that habit later in the day before I climb up into bed. And I might have to adjust it if it doesn't stick, but I am going to try to implement that. So it does have to be very specific though. Before I climb into bed, I am going to do 10 minutes of stretching and praying. I'm going to sit on the floor by my bed. You need to know where, when, what you're going to do, how long, and all of that, because your brain will latch onto that, and then it will start to do that. And then we have some other tools that I'll talk about later that will help you to maybe kind of keep that little link going day after day. So until I see you again, I hope that you are living your day and your life on fire. Oh man, I just looked and it's an 8-minute video. I'm trying to go 5 minutes, so maybe I need to have a little timer go off so I don't get long-winded. But here are the shoes for today. These are, oh boy, I forgot to look at what they were before. Let's see. Enzo, how do we say that? I'm not going to attempt to say that. It's probably not going to sound too pretty. And these are from my husband. They were actually in my Easter basket one year. How cute is that? So very cute. Love them. Thanks for being with me. I'll see you soon.